You guys loved my last LEGO alt build video so much that I decided to run it back with LEGO set 75345, the LEGO Star Wars 501st Specialist Battle Pack. Now, while the last one was overpriced, this one, no one really got behind because it felt like a copy of the very successful 501st Battle Pack, which was pretty much universally loved. This one, on the other hand, it felt like they were just trying to, mooch off that success of the previous Battle Pack.
Hello, I like money.
Now, it's not necessarily a bad set if you can ignore the helmet holes and lack of waist cape and, it did introduce the macro binoculars, so it has that going for it. That's something, right? Point being, though, this set has been on sale a lot. I was able to buy my copies for $15 each. It retails for $20, and I've seen it pretty much everywhere. Walmart's, Target's for $15. You don't have to pay the $20 if you want to get your hands on this set. So today, I'm seeing if we can make it something cool that would look good on your shelf, because the minifigs aren't necessarily the biggest draw. I like the heavy clone trooper, the heavy assault clone trooper. The others are okay. The specialist with the macro binoculars is nice, but the minifigures aren't necessarily the biggest draw of the set, but neither is the build. So let's see what cool things we can make today. If you guys enjoyed this content, make sure you like, subscribe so we can get to 5K subscribers by the end of the year. Comment below your thoughts and suggestions, and without further ado, let's get into it. Before we jump into the builds, I just want to point out that in my last alt build video, all 3 battle packs I was using were brand new sealed. However, in this video, only 2 of them are sealed. The third copy, as you can see, is open and built and missing the macro binoculars and one of the heavy troopers. But all the pieces for the actual AV7 cannon are there, so we should be good to go. Just wanted to clarify that before we get in. Time to take it apart.
First up, we have an AT-RT Walker design done by Will Crafting. It uses 75 of the total 119 parts, and I think it does a pretty good job considering it's limited to pieces from a cannon. I particularly love how the backpack is able to be included on the side of the vehicle. This uses 1 copy of the battle pack, and I think it does a pretty good job at replicating this iconic clone vehicle. Let's try it out.
So here is alt build number 1. This uses 1 copy of the battle pack. Now I will say I make some part substitutions, at least one right here using a white one, because evidently this also uses extra pieces from the set, and obviously as this is a used copy, I don't have those pieces. So here's the pieces left over from the build. Decent amount. You got the spring shooter, some bullets, some Technic pieces, as well as some pretty large dishes that were unneeded when building this AT-RT. And the only other piece that I did not have was a second one of the backpack that goes with the second heavy trooper. I had to take his neck bracket off to create the gun. And as you can see, it's a little bit of a wobbly build, but that's because it's not using the most sturdy connection points. As you can see here, this should probably be a little stronger if it was an actual Lego set using these ratchet joints all the way through. But all in all, from 119 pieces that were used to build a cannon, this is a pretty good looking AT-RT and fairly posable as well. The gun turret moves, the legs are posable, not out unfortunately like my custom one, but up and down in pretty much all directions. A lot of range of motion there. No controls on the inside, but you can fit a minifigure pretty snugly in there. And I think it's a pretty solid build. This one's actually really nice. I think I like this one more than the first alt build from the last video with the Death Trooper, Night Trooper battle pack. I think this one is really cool because this is something that you could actually use in like a mock or something, give it a few more tiles and stuff like that, and it looks pretty good. All in all, a pretty solid build, but you guys know the drill. In order to build the second copy, I need to bust one of these open and tear this one apart. Let's do it.
Next up, we have the anti-tank Howitzer cannon designed by Marukaru, I believe is how you say his username. It uses 148 elements, and honestly, this is the build I'm most excited for in this video. It is such a clean looking model, and it uses 2 copies of the set. Let's try it out.
I just gotta say that build 3 is gonna have a hard time beating this in my book. We have a Howitzer cannon. Now, I haven't done much research behind the history of this cannon, but it looks like something straight out of World War I, World War II, and it just looks so cool and very clean for an alt build. It's got these large back legs to help support the cannon, as well as a little kickstand underneath for the front. Using some of these ratchet plates, we have a little section of front armor, and then this massive front armor is actually connected to the cannon itself. Now, it's hard for me to do it with one hand, but you can see the cannon can go up and down very slightly, and the weakest connection point on this whole build is actually right here. This binocular piece is holding two of these bar elements in order to create like the viewfinder, I'm guessing, and it isn't quite all the way on. Let me back up and then zoom in. You can see it's not quite pushed all the way down due to that extra little lip from the binocular element. It looks really good. It looks really clean, but a little fragile. So if you're building this model for yourself, I just want to warn you that it's fragile. The build looks super clean, and I loved how this turned out. You can even fit a minifigure on the back. Wish there was some sort of handhold or something for it, but I guess this is accurate to what it was in real life. Got a port for, I'm guessing, rounds in the back, ammunition, and a very long cannon. Now, I feel like the real one wouldn't have such a narrow tip. I haven't looked up any lifestyle images. I'll put one on the screen right now so you guys can, see a side by side. But I feel like that should be a little more open to be more realistic. So, if I decide to keep this one together, I might try to modify it and, make it a little more accurate to source material and maybe build a little diorama with it. Who knows? But that's it for build 2. Now it's time for build 3, and unfortunately, that means I have to take apart this awesome build and crack open this next set. Might put it back together, but we at least gotta try build 3 first. So let's go.
For this last one, we have the 501st Legion Laser Raptor, designed by Dorian Bricktron. It uses 260 elements, and this is an interesting one. It is a very interesting design and concept. It uses 3 copies of the set, and we'll see how it turns out.
Some pretty illegal building techniques are actually being used in this model, so just a heads up. What can I say about build number 3? It's a nice build. It looks cool, but at the same time, it has to be the single most fragile thing I have ever built. And that's saying something. It's even so fragile to the point where the designer actually put in a notice saying how unsturdy it is and illegal building techniques, that it is not suited for play at all. It's a fun model, and it's got some nice posability with the head being able to rotate, neck joints, arms can swing, a bunch of leg articulation and tail articulation, and the cannons can go up and down. The reason I'm not showing you is that if I so much as touch this thing, it wobbles like crazy or falls over if I move it from pretty much any other pose than this. Now, the designer shows off some other poses you can do with it, so I'm showing them here now, but yeah, this thing is very fragile. It is cool. I like the concept. I mean, turning into a dinosaur is fun, but I don't know if it's my favorite of the 3 builds. Still gonna show off a few details though. You can fit 2 minifigures in this seat up top. There's 2 tiers. Top gunner, maybe the front's a driver, some other details, a lot of greebling details and stuff like that. The tail shaping up is very nicely. I like how the instructions said to angle this piece to kind of fill in around the tail, that gap. And then there's the illegal building technique right here, wedging this modified 1x2 sloped tile in between a bracket 1x2 plate, and it looks cool, but man, is it a sketchy building technique. I was so scared I was gonna break the bracket piece. So It's good to know new techniques, but I don't think I'll be replicating that one anytime soon. But I don't want to just give all hate on this model. It is a very creative design, and it does pretty good parts usage. It uses the majority of the pieces. Most pieces left are these grills and minifigure elements. One of the shooters, the other two are used throughout the build. So I'd say it did pretty good in that category, and all in all, a pretty solid model. And I guess now it's time to rank the builds. Now there's some pretty solid ones in this lineup, from the ATRT using 1 copy of the set to the Howitzer cannon using 2 copies, and this really cool laser raptor is what its title is, done with 3 battle packs. I think you guys already know my favorite. I gotta give it to the Howitzer cannon. It is absolutely incredible. Has to be my favorite model out of the 3. And for number 2, I gotta go with the ATRT. It's simple, and if you're just buying one of the battle pack, or you already have one in your collection, or you're going out to buy one, for 15 bucks, instead of having a 87 cannon, if you already have one of those, you can mix it up and throw an ATRT in, and I think that's really cool. And then in third place, however creative it might be, has to be the Laser Raptor, just because of how fragile it is and the inclusion of illegal building techniques. I'm a fan of some illegal building techniques, not this one. It just strains the pieces a little too much for my taste. So yeah, as cool as the Laser Raptor is, I'm probably going to be taking it apart and rebuilding the Howitzer cannon and the ATRT using the 3 copies of the set off camera. I'll be doing that later. But let me know down in the comment section, is this one your favorite? Or are you a fan of the Howitzer cannon like myself, or more of a fan of the ATRT with its simple little techniques? All in all, this was a really fun video to make, and I hope you guys enjoyed as well. Make sure you like and subscribe so you can stay up to date with all my content and help me reach my goal of 5K subscribers by the end of the year. Hope you guys have a great rest of the day, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Farewell.